Hello, welcome to Conversations with Yemi Abimbo Davids. I believe that our past episodes have been a blessing to us or added value to us one way or the other. So we're glad to be here today again.
Conversations.
Yeah. You see, I said something in our last episode about if you want something to work, that's the foundation. If I want my relationship with you to work, I believe that God brought us together, whether marriage or not marriage, in that sense. Then when anything happens, I somehow still want to rescue that relationship beyond the issue we are dealing with. I don't know whether that makes sense. So if that is my goal, to still rescue the relationship beyond the issue, it should affect the way I handle the issue. So I don't now try to win the argument and then lose my own child or my own son or my own daughter or my own spouse. I think it's foolishness. So we have to prioritize. Okay, yeah, that's a situation. Okay, my child didn't do well in mathematics. So because of that, I will now dismantle my relationship with the child by saying you are Olodo. I don't know what Olodo is in English. You are Olodo. Your head is not correct just because of mathematics. So I'm trying to deal with mathematics and I'm destroying the esteem of the child. I'm destroying my relationship with the child. So, but if I want that relationship to still exist well, then it will affect the way I deal with the mathematics. I think you want to say something about that.
I think there's basic social skills and etiquette that people should have generally that helps whether you're talking to or dealing with your child, your spouse, your boss, a colleague. Basic skills of, we talked about it, listening. And I'm still going back to that place of perspectives. It's okay for people to have differences in opinions, but listen. Don't listen to respond. Listen to understand them. Understand where they're coming from. Even the Bible, in fact, it's interesting that the Bible talks about a lot of these things, especially in Proverbs. So let me just read something. Proverbs 18:13 says, listen before you speak. For to speak before you've heard the facts will bring humiliation, because until you get the facts, getting the facts means allowing the person to speak. Know where the person is coming from. Understand why the person is doing what they're doing. It also speaks to winning the argument and losing your friendship, because once you hear, you may not get, they may not even be right, but you understand that this place is where she's coming from. I'm looking at my husband from the side. I see that there's a side cut he has. You may not see it, and I may be saying that he has a side cut. You say, and you're saying he doesn't, because of where you're seeing from. So it doesn't mean I'm wrong. It doesn't mean you're wrong, but just listen. So I think that art of listening is a basic skill that everybody should have. Listen to your child. As a boss, listen to your employee or staff. Listen to your colleague. Listen to your spouse. If we all adopt that art of listening, it will reduce a lot of conflict. Yeah. Another thing I would like to say is, a lot of us as Africans, we are not used to counseling. Or should I say professional counseling? Because there are certain conflict that people have that require a third party to hear the matter and help with perspectives. So it's important that even as Africans, Nigerians, men, women, we help ourselves, help yourself. Sometimes you've gone through several background issues, experiences, and it takes one professional sitting down with them asking you questions, and you just realize that, oh, okay, it's just a third party. So I think as Africans, we need to help ourselves, even with our relationships. There are situations that may require, not every situation, but there are certain situations that require a therapist, a counselor, a mentor, somebody that will help bring,
I think we need that, because most of the conflicts that people have, sometimes you're shocked at the perspectives of both parties, and a neutral party would bring some balance, maybe some clarity, just for us to pick the right third party so that we don't have wrong intrusions. Anyway, we're going to go on a short break. I will continue with this powerful discussion. Don't go away.
Welcome back to Conversation. So, we've been talking about healthy conflict resolution in our relationships and interaction. So, we want to get into practical tips or practical ways to resolve conflicts in a healthy way. Tips. Um, first tip.
Wait,
First tip.
before she talks,
First
wait,
tip.
before you talk about tips.
Do not interrupt. That is my first tip, like he's doing right now.
No. I was not interrupt.
Yes, you are, and you were, and you do. Yes, so it's basic. Those are the things I wanted to say. I've been meaning to say.
Okay, I wanted to encourage
when
what she wanted to
people
say.
are talking, give them that time to talk. When they do you know what interruption does? It's short.
Is it in communication
Yeah,
or in conflict?
yeah, because you have to communicate and
Okay.
to resolve issues. I'm talking about practical tips now, So when people are talking, don't interrupt, because sometimes interruption just makes them feel what they are saying is
No,
not.
no, no.
No, I'm not talking
But
about
this one,
you.
I want to even say
Yeah,
something.
you are interrupting.
Wait,
You are
wait,
interrupting. Let me
wait.
finish.
Before we get to those things, I want to lay a background.
Let me finish.
Because it will help your background. I'm not interrupting you
You
in
are,
the sense
but
of
you
stopping what you want to say.
you actually
I
are.
just want to lay this background of valuing the person you are talking to. Because all those tips will not make meaning. If I don't value you, in Africa, for instance, there's a way a man sees a woman based
But
on his
sweetheart,
upbringing.
I have to interrupt you
Yeah.
because that was what I was saying.
Okay.
That's why I said let the person finish, so that you understand where I'm coming from.
Okay.
When you value people, you would give time, let them finish what they're saying. Don't interrupt. They have a valid opinion that they want to get out. Listen, don't interrupt. That is one way to
Okay.
to
Now, I wasn't
to
even talking
value
about the
people.
communication. I'm talking about the relationship generally.
Yeah.
I hear of people shouting on their wives, or maybe wife shouting on the husband. That's why you talk down on somebody generally in your relationship. It shows how you see the person.
Respect for one
So
another.
if that has to be there first.
Yeah.
And some people don't have it. That's why we are here, just that awareness. That if I use the office as an example, I'm not sure a manager will just begin to shout on the deputy manager if there's an issue. It's very rare. They would, because deputy manager, But a manager at times can shout maybe at the cleaner. It's not right, you understand? But because of the gap, that mindset of I'm the manager, that person is the cleaner. So I can just pour down, So when you have that mindset about a particular gender, it affects everything, whether conflict, whether communication, whether managing money, it affects everything. You want the wife to come and beg you and kneel down before you give her money. It's still that mindset. So I just wanted to lay that background before I talk about those tips. That your wife is not like a cleaner. You might be more educated, you might be the breadwinner, but how do you see your spouse?
Yeah.
Even if you're a woman and you're earning more than your husband. So if that foundation is properly repaired, it will be easier for us to listen, even when the person is wrong. When a deputy manager is wrong, there's a way you put it up in the meeting. In fact, we try to quote it. Oh, sir, because it's deputy manager. But if it's like a cleaner, you just slam. So how do you see your spouse, especially for our men in our climb? If that is properly absorbed, the manner in which we resolve things or deal with things will be healthier. You can't be tackling somebody, you cannot talk in this house. You can't be saying that. You can't be telling someone you are...
Okay,
Let me not use those words.
So I just to kick off on what you said as well. Setting boundaries. It's important to set boundaries within any relationship as to what will be said, what not to say. In this home, in this marriage, we would never go this way. We will never talk about this, or we'll never say this to you. I will never use this word. These are the boundaries of relationships. So it's important to set them. Another thing I also, in the course I've learned as well, crucial conversations where there are times when you have to tell the person you've done this, it's been a trend. I won't take this. It's important to have such conversations. For instance, at work, there are times when you have to fire someone. It's okay to fire someone when the person
Don't
is
abuse the
not doing
person.
their job, and you've been warned, you've been queried, you've been put on probation, you've been helped, you've been encouraged, and your work is not getting done. You fire the person, but you don't fire the person in such a way where you break the person. That's what we're trying to say. Sometimes you have to have those crucial conversations, crucial action steps, but let the person leave with their esteem still intact. Let the person leave with some encouragement that, okay, I didn't do well here.
And understanding what
Yeah,
happened.
because you have gone through the process of trying to help, trying to encourage, trying to correct, but then they still go on, and then you say, you know what, you've brought ourselves into this where you have to be fired at work, where you've had to call a third party, where you have to have interventions being done because somebody is not getting it. It's okay, but you can still. I believe in this saying. I heard it. I think I read it. That people will forget what you say, but they may not forget how you made them feel. It lingers for years. That when I went to had this person, met this person, they were very hard. They corrected me, but they respected me, they valued me. You never forget such people, because there's a feeling that there's something that they exude. They make that respect, that value can never. You may forget the words, but you never forget how people make you feel.
Yeah, so I think that's the end of the episode. I didn't want to interrupt, so thank you for everything we've learned today. We'll apply them and put them to practice. Thank you. God bless you. Thanks for joining in. Like, share, watch past episodes, and then let's ensure we add value to each other and be a
In our
blessing to each
relationships,
other
yeah.
in our relationships. God bless you. See you next time.